What is up, Wholesale 2 Million family? I'm bringing you guys back with Tower Player, Jake and Austin, that I met at one of the Collective Genius, one of a real estate mastermind that I go to called Collective Genius. These are millionaires, multi-millionaires, some of the biggest badass real estate investor in the country, all combined into one mastermind. So it's such an honor to have them here to share with you guys, but I don't want this to be like an interview. What I want to do is I'm going to have them share with you guys, kind of break down their business and share with you exactly how they started and how they got to where they are now. They started out at the age of 19. Now they're at the age of 23, pumping out $250K a month. All wholesale, hotel, I mean, you name it, these guys, they're crushing the game. So if this interview adds any value to you guys, please show my guests and myself some love. Boom, smash the thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale 2 Million family. Be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification so when I upload a new video or when I go live, you guys get notified. But no further ado, help me welcome Jake and Austin from, where you guys from, man?
New York.
New York? All right, man. So, Austin and Jake, first of all, man, like I said, I don't want this to be an interview. I really want this to be kind of like a conversation that we talk if we were at CG. But for those, obviously, that don't know you guys, could you share a little bit about kind of your stories, your background, and kind of how you got into the real estate game, man?
So, Khang, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of echoed just a tiny bit, but I think we should be okay.
Cool. So, yeah, basically, we started when we were 19. We had two options. We both dropped out of school, so our parents gave us two simple options, and they made it very clear. The first option was you come back, live with them. They'll put us back in school. We'll go back working a 9-to-5 path. Or the second option where they said you have to go on your own, leave, and, you know, do whatever you want to do. So we decided the second option was best for us. We moved out of our house. We got a 1-bedroom apartment, you know, not too far from where we were living. And we found out about wholesaling, started wholesaling. And it took us 7 months, not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3, 7 months, probably a little longer than that, to actually get our first check. So during those 7 months, we'll explain kind of the tribulations and the downfalls we had. And hopefully we can bring your listeners some value so they can get a deal faster. But it took us a while, and now we're, you know, full-time real estate, and we love it.
Love it, man. So now, so how much was your first wholesale deal?
It was a little bit under 20,000, like 19 something. But it felt like $1 million because we had no money. So,
hey, dude, now, hey, what I want to know is, so when you guys started, do you guys start as like a partner, or how do you find each other, man?
So we're actually twin brothers, and we both went to school. And then when we came home from our sophomore year of college, we decided, you know, college wasn't for us. We didn't want to do another 2 years of not making any money, not making any connections, and just not growing. So we essentially dropped out of school, moved out of our home, and started our business together. In the beginning, our goal was to ultimately get into the fix and flip business, but we actually bought a course from Cody Sperber, the investor, the clever investor out of Phoenix, Arizona. The course was titled How to Wholesale Real Estate with No Money Down, No Income, and No Credit. So we thought that was a good way for us to get the intro into the business, build some cash, build some capital, so we could end up going to do some of those fix and flip deals. Yep.
Gotcha, man. So now, when you guys first started, for the first 7 months, man, I mean, how tough is it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually love answering it because it was crazy. It was just so many times you think, all right, am I making the right decision?
Yep.
Should I go back to school? Were my parents right? Were my teacher right? Was my family right? Was my girlfriend right? And then you have to keep pushing through all these negative thoughts. You know, your brain is the biggest noise. It's the biggest distraction. So we had to, together, had to say, listen, you know, screw it. We're going to keep going through it, even though we had no money, even though we had no help or anything like that. So that was the hardest. Once we got that first deal, it was a blessing because we just kept it going. We had momentum. So we needed to get that momentum to get to the next level. Gotcha,
man. So first of all, I got to say, dude, you guys a twin brother?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I can tell, like, you guys don't look like twin at all to me, man.
That's funny. We get that sometimes.
Yeah? Okay. So, hey, now, I want to know is, so how do you got your first deal, man? Let's talk about that.
So the first deal was actually the tip I'm going to bring up. I'm going to share the tip first to your listeners is follow up is key. So the first deal, the marketing strategy was a bandit sign. So one of those signs you stick in the ground came through a bandit sign. It was actually a 6-month follow-up. So probably like our second or third month, we put out a sign. Then we kept following up with the girl, kept following up with her. Finally got to that point where she actually reached back out to us because we brought her value. We kept following up with her. She said, hey, look, I'm ready to sell. We met up with her. We made a deal happen. We found a buyer through an online ad to, a cash buyer, and we ended up wholesaling it. But it was through a bandit sign, and it was a follow-up lead.
Gotcha, man. So where do you guys got the bandit sign?
We had no money, so we would just buy corrugated plastic signs, white, and just handwrite. He would just handwrite them, really good handwriting, and just always handwrite them.
Gotcha. And what do you guys put on it?
We buy houses cash, phone number. Plain and simple.
With some money signs.
Gotcha, man. And how many of those do you guys put up?
So right now, currently, we have a whole bandit sign team. So right now, we're putting up about 1,200 a month, 300-400 a week. But it wasn't always like that.
Gotcha, man. But I guess my question is, how many bandit signs did you put up to get your first deal?
Probably doing about 75 a week.
Yeah.
75 to 100 maybe.
So probably 500 to 1,000. Probably get a deal.
So you guys put up 75 bandit sign a week?
Yeah.
Dang, dude. And you guys did it all by yourself?
So in the beginning, yeah, it was just me and him. I would drive and, we'd get up real early so we can get them in for the most amount of time. And I don't know if you know this, but in New York, the winters are cold out here. So we'd be doing it in December and January. The floor was so hard, he would get out of the car, drill a hole in the ground so that we could actually put the sign in the ground and move on to the next one. So that was one of the first ways we were marketing to get leads.
Man, dude, I gotta say respect, man. That is freaking straight hustle. Cause, dude, putting up bandit sign, it's not easy, man. Especially putting up 75 of them. Now, yep. Now the thing is, in New York, do you guys put it up on Friday, take it up on Sunday, or can you leave it up the whole time?
So we put them up on Fridays, and every Friday we just put them up. Every Friday at 5 o'clock, we know the building department's going home, so we put them up. And if they stay up, they stay up, and if they don't, we put them back up every Friday.
Don't matter, yeah.
So okay, so once you put them up, do you guys take it back down again or no?
No.
We let somebody either if they take it down themselves, like a cop or a building department person, then we just let them do it, and we just replace it the next Friday.
Now, because the thing is, I know a lot of people want to get in, doing the bandit sign because obviously, when you're starting out, if you got no cash, man, that's probably a very cheap way to do it. But they're afraid that they will get a fine or a city will call them and get in trouble. Have you guys ever gotten like a fine?
We've ate the cost of putting like that. We've gotten a couple of fines, not $1, not $10, some hefty amounts, but it's still worth it. We still put them up. But the only specific areas we don't put them up anymore because of the fines. But most of the other areas we're pretty good in.
Gotcha. Okay. So now the next thing I want to talk about is how do you guys go from, because I think, see, not everybody get into this business. One will be able to actually do their first deal. And there are people that actually crossed the line and did their first deal, but are having trouble, scaling it up to getting a deal closed every single month. So I want you guys to dive in, man, and kind of share with us, like, how do you get, after closing your first deal, what do you do with that money, and how do you guys continue to build that momentum and start closing deal every single month, man? Share us the secret, man.
So the key to, I think, any business is reinvesting in people, processes, and systems. So instead of us going out buying a Rolex, go buy a Lamborghini for Instagram, we said, all right, let's go hire an employee. So the first thing we did when we started making a little bit of money was we reinvested in marketing, because we knew the lifeline of the business, you always talk about it, is leads. If you don't have leads, you're out of business. So we kept reinvesting in leads. How do we get leads? How do we get leads? So started with bandit signs, then we added direct mail, then we added some cold callers. So we started reinvesting. The first thing we did, which I always recommend, is fill up your pipeline. So we reinvested into marketing. Once the marketing got too crazy, we reinvested into people, because you need people to handle the marketing. So that was the next step, is people handle the marketing. And the third thing, which we are now still doing, is implementing more technology, processes, and systems.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you guys first started, after you closed that first deal, were you guys still going more bandit sign? or do you guys take some of that cash and go into like another?
Yeah, so our goal was to like scale each type of marketing strategy that we do in its own. So once we got real comfortable with bandit signs, we consistently kept putting them out, and then we just added another marketing strategy, like you said, direct mail. So once we closed our first deal, we wrote a nice check for our first direct mail campaign. And then from there on, we just kept adding new marketing strategies as deals closed.
Gotcha, man. So you guys are now doing bandit sign, direct mail, and cold calling.
We got a couple more.
We got a couple more. We do Facebook. We do door knocking. We do text blast. Texting really works for us. So we do like 6 or 7 strategies right now.
And just to even give your followers a nice little tip is you always want to network with the right people. We love the saying, your network is your net worth. So we're always networking with attorneys, with real estate agents, with brokers, with landlords, just trying to find that next deal, that next lead that can get us the opportunity to buy a property at a discount.
Gotcha, man. Great. Oh, dude, there's so much value in this. Okay, so now you guys are doing bandit sign, direct mail, cold calling, Facebook ads, door knocking, SMS, networking. Now, for the people that are starting out, and I remember I was slack in this area when I starting out, is how do you have the confidence? Because I get people that follow me that are like 18, 19, like young, like they are wondering like how do they have the confidence to approach people and start networking with them? So maybe that's something that you guys can talk about.
So I think that age is just a number, and I think it's also a myth. You could be 30 and be crushing it. You could be 13 crushing it. So I think if you're 19, you worry about you feeling young. The only reason you would be unconfident is because you're not confident in your abilities to be able to talk to other people. If I'm confident talking to a broker, I can act like I'm 40 years old. When people see me in person, they don't think we're this age because we just are confident. We know what we're talking about, and we brought our level up. We brought our standard up to knowing the business. So when you have a good foundation of the business, you're able to present yourself in a highly, a good way.
And just to add to that, the only limiting beliefs that you have are the ones you put on yourself. So people that say that, that's just a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you guys, man. Such a break. Okay, man. Now, what are some key points that you can give to the people that, let's just say they want to start networking? What are some key things that you want to give them as far as, if they want to talk to an agent or an attorney, right, to get leads?
Well, the first thing you want to do is nobody's going to do anything for you unless you create value for someone else.
Yep.
So if you can go to an agent and say, hey, listen, my aunt might be thinking about selling her house, or I got a buddy or this or that, you're just trying to provide value to the person you're building a relationship with them so that they can provide value in return. So just try and provide as much value as possible.
One quick tip, Khang, I think you talked about this before. Let's say you're getting a lot of leads in, and one of your leads you cannot buy because it's wholesale. It's not cheap enough. Give it to the agent. Give her a free lead. They get a listing, great. They're going to remember you. Next time they have a pocket listing, they're like, oh, this guy gave me, let me call him first. Let me call up Khang.
Dude,
so that's what we do too.
Dead on, man. I mean, when I first started out, man, I did a lot of networking. I talked to a lot of realtors, and I think, when you work with another entrepreneur or a business owner, right, it's always like, hey, what is in it for me, right? But so many people just keep on becoming, and they ask for a take instead of, you got to understand that, hey, when you're starting out, you got to give first before you can receive. I think a lot of people just ask, but they said, hey, how can I add value to you? How can I add value to you, right? Because most agents will be like, well, why would I work with you when there's other investors that I can work with, that they said, hey, this is what they can do for me, and you're doing nothing for me.
Exactly.
Man, so when I first started out, I networked with realtors a lot, because realtors, man, they are just like us, right? They're always out networking with people. And what I try to do is basically, I think you guys are the same. I don't know if you guys get like any on-market deal, but when I network with agents, it's all about getting pocket listing, right? Deals that haven't been listed on the property, so you're not competing with, 10, 20 other investors.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we
Same
love
thing.
those.
Yep.
So now, with all your guys' marketing channel, which one is the best?
Good question. What do you think?
That's a good question. I mean, I think the highest ROI, which is probably door knocking and cold calling, because it's so cheap to get into. It's a low entry cost.
Yep.
I think the highest ROI for us right now is probably SMS. It's quick. You get a lot of leads, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of people to talk to. So we like SMS.
Our most expensive marketing strategy is direct mail, but they're also the juiciest deals.
Gotcha, man. Do you guys do any you guys do any SEO or PPC, pay-per-click?
Not much right now. We were dabbling with PPC, but we're staying off of it for right now.
Gotcha, man. So now for door knocking, how many people do you guys have a door knock?
So we have 2 full-time door knockers, and we require some of our acquisition guys to door knock as well because they build their pipeline. So we door knock a lot of pre-foreclosures, a lot of probates, a lot of niche lists, and we just go after them and see if we can help them out.
At one point about this summer, we had about 6 full-time door knockers, and that came down to about 2 to 3.
Wow, man. Okay, I know that you guys are in New York, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people now. Do you guys wholesale out of New York?
We do.
Okay, a lot of people tell me, well, New York are too expensive to be able to wholesale. So what area are you guys wholesaling in?
So we operate in 4 different counties. We operate in Westchester County, Putnam County, Dutchess, and Orange.
Okay.
We feel like Orange County is the best market for wholesaling because it's lower entry for prices and, it's just a better market. Our Westchester County is like the average price home is anywhere from like $300,000 to $500,000. So when we do get deals there, we like to fix and flip because the profit margins are a lot bigger. But yeah, we're wholesaling in all 4 of those counties.
Gotcha, man. So now let's talk about price range. In those 4 counties, what are we talking about as far as like ARV?
So think of Manhattan's right here. Westchester's our bread and butter. It's about 45 minutes, 30 minutes from there. So in that area closer to the city, ARV for a single family house is around anywhere between 450 to 650, 600. Okay. And then we're typically buying them around 300 or 275 to 375.
Gotcha, man. Because I get people also too is New York and California saying, hey, Khang, prices here are like 800,000, $1 million, 2 millions. Dude, I mean, I believe that in every state you have a low price, a medium price, and a high price.
Right. Yeah.
And I always tell my listener that when you're first starting out, try to stick with the low price, the bread and butters, the 150,000, the 200, the 300. Like if you're living in an area that ARV are 800, like all the houses are like 800, 900, $1 million, try to go into another county before you go into another state, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, my state, because they live in an expensive area, but they don't try to look outside of that, and they think the whole entire state are like these houses are like $1 million, right? But when you try to go virtual, when you try to go into another state where you don't know anything about it, because you probably know your own state better than going to another state. So I always tell them, like, you got to seek into other counties at a lower price point and start marketing there.
Yeah, agreed. Amen.
So now, do you guys do it? Do you guys do in other states or just currently right now in that 4 county?
Well, sometimes we always get these deals. Maybe a homeowner lives in one of these counties and he has a property in maybe New Jersey or Connecticut. We'll help them out too there. But we focus in New York. But we've done deals in Connecticut, New Jersey.
Gotcha, man. So you guys are currently doing now wholesale, hotel, fix and flip, and what else?
So we actually have a referral brokerage. So basically, like I was telling you before, let's say 10 leads come in. You know as well as we do, you're not getting 10 wholesale deals out of 10 leads. You might get 1 or 2. What do you do with the other 8? So for the first 2 years, we threw those leads away. And we're like, why are we throwing these leads away? So we partnered up with a couple of local brokers. These guys are powerhouses. We refer them out the leads. We get a flat fee at closing or commission at closing, and we just refer them out. We do no work. They do all the work, and we just basically are the lead generator.
So, okay, Austin, could you share that? Could you say that one more time, man?
Yeah, so the lead comes in. Hey, Khang, I want 200,000. I look at Zillow, it's worth 200,000. We're not wholesaling it. You're not really buying it. If you want to create a finance, you can do that, but we don't do that right now. So what we do is we refer it out to our agent. So our lead manager sets an appointment for the real estate agent instead of the acquisition representative. They go out there, they get it signed, they cut us back at closing as a lead generation company.
Gotcha, man. So now typically how much do you guys usually make off of that?
Our goal is, I mean, it all depends on the areas. You know, some areas are higher price versus other areas are lower price. But anywhere between 1,500 to 5,000. We've gotten checks for 8,000 to 9,000.
Gotcha, man. Because I have people that also ask that, hey, Kong, when I refer out a lead to an agent, typically, like, how much am I expecting them to pay me? So you're saying roughly about 1,500 bucks?
Well, we get 40% of the gross commission. So if the
Gotcha.
agent's bringing in 5,000, we're getting whatever 40% of that thing is.
22,000.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Gotcha. So 40% of whatever their commission is.
Yeah.
Got it. Done. Good point, man. Okay. So where did you guys pull your lead, your list, man?
So we love PropStream. We just started using Authentic, really good as well, and then ListSource. So PropStream, Authentic, and ListSource, because all three of those lists have, even if you search for the same thing on all three different lists, they're all different lists. So like we use all three of them as well and kind of stack them together.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. I only use, we currently only use PropStreams. For those of you who want to try PropStreams out, just go to propstreams.com and you can use my promo code. Try to get a 7 days free trial. Just use my promo code WTM. See if you can get a 7 days free trial. And if you don't like it, you can just disconnect. But you guys use PropStreams, and then what else?
ListSource.
And then what else?
We just started using Authentic.
Okay. And you guys take those. So you guys pull the same list from all three companies and then list stack them.
Yeah, because like if you, let's say you pull a high equity list in this zip code of PropStream, it's going to be completely different than ListSource. I don't know why. It's just different data.
Gotcha.
Okay. There might be some overlapping ones, but there's also some new ones that you're probably missing if you're not hitting from both sources.
Gotcha. Gotcha, bro. Now, what list do you guys pull?
When it comes to the list?
Pre-foreclosures, what else?
Pre-foreclosures, probate, high equity, out-of-state landlords. We like multifamily, so we pull a lot of multifamily lists. Especially if you've had owner for like 20 years. Some of them want to get rid of it. Especially right now in New York, these guys that want to hold these properties can't even evict the tenants. So a lot of multifamily lists, a lot of niche lists, code violations as well, but they're smaller lists as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, where do you guys, when you're first starting out, where do you guys find majority of your cash buy coming from?
To be honest, in the beginning, we worked with a lot of VIP guys. So, if we did 30 deals in a year, 60, 70%, we would try and pitch it to a lot of those VIP guys. But over time, after our first year of business, we understood that there's a lot of other buyers that can pay higher prices. So we started networking and, reaching out to cash buyers that have bought properties in, half a mile away from subject property, real estate agents that have done cash transactions half a mile away from the subject property. We have an email list for all of our buyers. We pull lists for our buyers as well. So we do a lot of different types of marketing for our buyers now as well. Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Dude, I'm trying to squeeze everything, all the knowledge out of you guys on this like 30-minute, 45-minute interview. So when you guys are first starting out, man, you're saying VIP. These are guys and gals that buys a lot of property, right? They're savvy investors. They buy a lot, which means they got to buy it at a steep discount.
Yep.
So my question is, when you're starting out, where do you meet those people, or how do you build your list?
Just networking, cold calling. If we got a deal in Peekskill, New York, I would call 50 real estate agents half a mile away from, and I'd say, I got a slamming, smoking hot deal for your investor. We're going to show the property tomorrow. If this is something you could be interested in, please reach out to me. Our whole thing is about just doing more than the next person. If somebody gets a deal and they reach out to 10 people, we're going to reach out to 50 because we just want to get that highest number.
Gotcha, man. So, okay. So basically when you guys are starting out, you guys got a deal under contract. You would network with a lot of realtors to get majority of your cash buyer, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, how do you guys get your cash buyer?
We go most of the time we like to go straight to the buyers. We'll skip trace the LLCs that have purchased properties in the area, and we'll pull buyers list, and we'll literally go straight to the buyers and, go pitch them the deal.
Love it, man.
Slow things down. The agents slow things down. You're talking about Buyer Sonar.
Yeah, Buyer Sonar is a really good product we're using right now.
Wait. Say that one more time.
It's called Buyer Sonar.
Buyers, B-U-Y-E-R-S?
Sonar, S-O-N-A-R. Yeah.
S-O-N-E-R?
Sonar.
A-R?
Yeah, A-R. Yeah.
Okay. So B-U-Y-E-R-S-O-N-A-R.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, okay, so this is the company that you guys use now to get your cash buyer.
Basically pulls up, okay, who bought cash, who privately financed deals in what areas. Let's say zip code 11111.
Yep.
Okay, 20 buyers bought it. Now, who paid the most amount of money? Because wouldn't you want to know who paid the most amount of money so you don't call the other 18 people that lowballed you, or others call the 2 people. So that's what we do now.
Wow. Okay. Now, what is their monthly fee? Do you know?
They have it's actually part of the Richter list. It's part of our dating. They created that as well too. So it's like all in one package.
Oh yeah, dude. And that list cost you guys what, like 15,000 or something?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So basically, for those of you who are starting out, that's probably not you. You probably won't be able to do that now. But here's the. I mean, we pull our cash buyer from prop streams. Do you guys find that the data is similar or what?
Kind of similar, yeah.
Some of it's outdated, to be honest. You know, I want to see guys that are currently buying, just bought,
Sure.
to buy more. So I think some stuff on prop stream is not always the most fresh and relevant.
Yeah. And
Gotcha,
we've been doing deals in like Westchester County for the last 3 years now. So we actually know a lot of buyers that will pay a very high price for these properties because there's very low inventory in New York right now. So when there's a 60% on ARV deal or 65%, 70%, these guys are ready to go.
Gotcha. So for those of you who's listening to this, like we pull all of our cash buy just from prop streams. So what you want to do is that you just, once you have a property on a contract, what you do is you go to prop streams, right? And you just pull everything that's within, just like Austin and Jake just shared, you pull everything within half a mile of the property that you just got under contract. And then it will show you all the cash buyer that bought property around there. And what you want to do is, I think Austin said, you just take the LLC or whatever it is, right? And then you skip trace, find their numbers, and then call them up and say, hey, I have a property just 3 blocks down from where you bought your recent property at this price. You want to take a look at it, see if you're interested in buying it.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Right. So prop stream, you can also go there and pull the cash buyer list as well. Now let's talk about you guys. Let's talk about your current layout of your business. So if you can walk me through, man, kind of like how is everything laid out right now?
What was the question?
So could you break down for me your business of what your current business look like right now? Like how many employees you guys have, what positions do they do, and all of that.
So right now, I'll start with the meeting. So we have 2 lead managers that qualify all of our inbound leads. We have 2 full-time acquisition agents. We have 1 full-time transactional coordinator, 1 full-time disposition manager, a newly hired chief operation officer, just hired him about 30 days ago, 2 project managers, one's like the senior and one's like the assistant. And then Austin and I are the owners. And then we have a bookkeeper, an accountant, and some door knockers and some DAs.
Gotcha, man. And how long did it took you guys to put this this whole team together?
It's been a while.
Yeah, a lot of fires, a lot of hires, a lot of more fires. So it's as well as we do. It's just part of the game. But
yep. And let me ask you guys this, man, because I get people ask me this all the time, and I think for your business to grow, it really comes down to is having a good team, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now how do you hire good employees?
Great question. So because of CG, we have, I don't want to say shortcuts, but we have ways to identify really great candidates. We use somebody called Sharper Solutions. Shout out to Gary Harper and Austin McGurty. We actually use predictive index on all of our candidates. So if you're applying to work with us at Raven 3 Home Buyers, you have to take a personality index. You obviously have to send your resume in, and we're looking for specific composition profiles for specific candidates. So for instance, for an acquisition manager, you have to be very good at sales. You have to be very good at customer service. You have to love people, and you have to have a low formality, which means you have to be able to get up every day. And if somebody smacks you in the face, you got to be able to take it. You got to be able to get punched in the face and just eat it. So that's what we're looking for. People that are mavericks and captains that can close deals and that enjoy talking and dealing with people. Yep.
Listen, for those of you who's listening, you probably don't understand what Jake and Austin is sharing with you. We pay 25 G's or so to join this mastermind to get all of this like inside, and they pretty much share with you, what we pay to go get, and they're sharing it with you for free. I did take the PI test. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm probably going to have you guys explain it a little bit. But it really tells like who you are as a person. So when you decide to hire someone for certain positions, you know, you need to know, are they like, can they close deals? Or do they just a lead manager? Because if you don't know them and you put them in the wrong positions, guess what? It's just going to drive. It's just going to drive your business down, and you have to go through a lot, right, to find a good one. But this, but the P&I, what it does is it helps filter out, right, and then help you qualify the people a lot quicker, so you don't have to hire, train, and then fire, hire, train, and then fire, but you're able to get, you know, straight to the right person. So, Jake or Austin, could you guys explain on the P&I test a little bit?
Yeah, like you said, it kind of is just a test on, it identifies what type of person you are, what type of skill set you have, and what would be the best position for you to work with us. So when we're looking for salespeople, or we're looking for project managers, we're looking for transactional coordinators, we know what we're looking for. We know what type of person you need to be. So if you got 100 candidates, we can scrape out 95 of them, and we're going to say, hey, those 5 people match up with our type of composition, what we're looking for. These are the 5 final candidates. Obviously do interviews, which they actually do as well for you. And they kind of just put it on a silver platter. Here's your best candidates. You talk to them and they see if they fit.
Love it, man. So now let's talk about, okay, so let's talk about lead manager. Who's the best, I guess, personality or the best fit for a lead manager?
That's actually a really good question. And the reason being is they're your business. Because if you don't have good lead managers, acquisition will never see the customer. So that is a really good question. The answer to the question is you want someone who doesn't really, that sounds crazy, doesn't care about money. They care about providing a service. They want to answer the calls, tell the homeowner exactly what they want to hear, the service we're providing, and just setting the appointment. So we look at hospitality people, people who work in customer service, people that maybe like real estate, but really like the customer service aspect, helping that client over the phone. We're not looking for savages, sharks, like on the phone that are really want to, like, it's not going to fit for them. We want someone who's more laid back, who is able to be collective and able to make decisions based on what the customer said.
They also like a constant environment. They like doing the same type of things every day. So if, for instance, with the salesperson, they like being in different homes. They like talking to different people. They like doing different things. That's not the case with a lead manager. A lead manager wants to do the same type of thing every day. Their formality is very high. They just want everything to be the same. Yeah. So those are the type of people we're looking for.
Okay, dude, Jake and Austin, dude, no cap. This interview is probably the best interview that I have done to this date, where I can't, dude, so the guest that drops the most bomb and knowledge right here on this interview. The other one, man, that I've done, not that it's not great, it's good. I would say good, but not great, because they gave, because of me, right? I wasn't good at interviewing. I wasn't good at digging the stuff out of the people. So they kind of give like general ideas. But you guys are really, really giving it, man. So dude, thank you so much, you guys. Now let's talk about the purchase manager. Because, dude, purchase manager, right? Or I guess you guys call them acquisition, right? This is the person that actually locked the deal up on the contract, right? Mm-hmm. I know a lot of the people trying to convert someone into a closer. So, dude, could you guys share with me what type of people or personality are you guys looking at when you guys are trying to hire on the purchase? I call them purchase manager, right? Or you guys can call them acquisition.
Yeah, good question. So acquisition is completely different lead management. They're high paced, they're quick, they're able to react quickly. They have good awareness skills. You know, like, again, when you want these appointments, sellers' lives is the name of the game. So they got to be good with their mind, have good awareness skills. So we're looking for somebody that's quick on their feet, like really quick, can handle a lot of pressure. So they're going to handle a lot of leads, a lot of appointments. So someone that's good under pressure, quick to make decisions, and that has very, very, very good people skills and building rapport. But at the end of the day, they can ask the hard questions, because the lead managers don't want to ask the hard questions. Why don't you go sell with the realtor? They're not going to ask them that. So the acquisitions has to be good at asking the hard questions. So we make sure these guys are good at asking the hard questions, good being uncomfortable, comfortable being uncomfortable, and able to close deals.
The 3 types of composition profiles we look for acquisitions are mavericks, captains, and persuaders. Those are the only 3 people we'll hire in our business if they're going into the sales team. If you're not a maverick, a captain, or persuader, we probably wouldn't hire you.
Nope.
Love, man. Okay. Now, how do you guys pay them?
Great question. So we have for acquisitions.
Yep.
So we have a small base salary, plus it's a commission-based incentivized structure. So it's 10% of every wholesale fee for all of our paid marketing strategies. And then any type of lead that they convert themselves, which is a door knock, a cold call, or a referral, is 20% of the profits.
Wow. Okay.
Because we want to incentivize them. Hey, look, we're going to give you paid marketing, but a lot of the time there's no paid marketing going on, or stuff is slow sometimes. You want to go out there and start knocking on doors, start making calls, get out in the field, because that's where the money's made. The money's not made looking at your computer, it's made in the field talking to customers.
Gotcha. So now, do you guys block you up on the contract over the phone, or is this all like going on appointment and meeting seller face to face?
I mean, our goal is to go into the seller's house and to get a contract signed. We have signed contracts over the phone. We've just understood that when you can put somebody in front of the seller in their home in person, we've made a lot more money, bigger wholesale fees, better deals. So our goal is to get into the house.
Gotcha. So now let's talk about the disposition. This is the person that actually sell the deal, right? So once it's under contract, so what type of person is that?
It's also another sales role. They don't have to be like a shark for acquisitions, but they still want to be, I don't want to say a hard seller, but like a soft seller. So they have to be able to like people, be social, have dominance, and sometimes you're going to take a lot of no's to get that best buyer. So if you're sending out a property to 20 people and 15 people are not interested and those other 5 are, you have to be very aggressive in getting those people in the door, getting the offers across the table, and just consistently, building relationships and building networks.
God, man, I love this. Okay. So here's a few last questions, man, before we wrap this up. What is the biggest mistake that you guys have made since the time you start to now? Like, what's the biggest mistake that you want to share with the audience and how they can avoid it?
Biggest mistake.
Good question.
It's a great question. There's so many different facets of the business. You got to really think about it.
One thing I can think in general at the beginning was, Khang, I'm telling you, we did 30 different marketing strategies, but we did every single one on 1%. So 30 times 1. So that was the problem. We were like, why aren't we getting deals? We were knocking on doors, 5 doors, putting out signs, 5 signs. It wasn't enough. So in the beginning, the biggest mistake I think we made was not picking one channel, learning how to doing it, mastering it, and then getting the next one.
Dude, oh yeah, dude, man, I think you hit it right there, bro. When I first started, man, same thing. Because a lot of times, people watch, like you watch so many different people, right? Some person said, hey, I got a deal from Craigslist. Another person said, hey, I got a deal from Driving for Dollars. Another person said, I did direct mail, SMS, RVM, text message. And you're just, just exactly what you said. You try it out for a week, for 2 weeks, for 30 days. You're like, oh, it's not working. Oh, I heard Austin said they did Bannasign. Boom, you went and tried Bannasign and you tried out for 30 days. So you're just jumping around, and just like you said, man, it's not just sticking with one, right? It's just sticking with that one thing. So find 1 or 2 that you want to go all in and just stick with it. And I think that consistency and just being persistent is going to get you the result. It's not about hearing somebody and then start jumping around. Yeah. That's why I tell people too, man. It's like you want to find 1 or 2 people that you connect with, and then just follow them instead of trying to follow too many people when you're first starting out. Because what it's going to happen is that it's going to cause a conflict. And then once you start to master the game, then you can start open up a little bit. And hey, I'm going to follow this person, that person, right? And try and get a little bit, a little bit from this person, and then try and mix and blend to your own. But when you're first starting out, the business itself, it might look simple, right? Because it is, but it's not easy. And a lot of time when you get too much information in at the same time, you're just going to overwhelm, and you just ain't going to do anything.
Yep. Agreed.
Now, so that's one. Now, what about one biggest, one biggest thing that got you guys from just like, now one tip that you want to share that actually helps you guys to escalate and take your business, like start ramping up. Does that make sense?
I would say that's probably, for raising private capital, that's probably been the #1 thing that's helped us elevate and get to the next level and accelerate at a quicker pace. In the beginning, you know, we were using a lot of our own cash. We were slowing things down because we, you know, capital is a big thing in this business. If you don't have a lot of it, you can't do a lot of fix and flips, and you just can't do as much as you want. So I think raising private capital and just outsourcing some of the non-monetizing tasks in the beginning would have helped us scale a little bit quicker.
Gotcha. You know, I actually forgot to ask you guys this, man. Do you guys have any mentor, or when you first started out, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, you mentioned the Cody thing, right?
Yeah, but we just bought a course. That was just a course bought for $300.
Okay. So did that course help, or did you guys hire mentors?
We actually, crazy story. We actually, on our first ever call off the bandit sign, wasn't the deal we got. It was the first ever bandit sign call we got. We walked into the house, and there was this guy there, and he told us he was a chiropractor. Long story short, he actually ended up being a house flipper, and through him, we actually found one of our partners, now business partners, and also one of our considered mentors, who flips a lot of homes in Florida, and he helped us a lot and get started in the beginning. So we did have somebody to help us out.
Gotcha, man. Okay. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap this up, man. So Austin and Jake, man, for those that are starting out, you know, that are trying to get, you know, do this, or maybe have done some deals and try and get to the point where they can have system and a team in place where they stop being a one-man, one-woman show and start working on their business instead of in their business, man. What are some tips, advice that you can give them, man?
Shake more hands, meet more people, tell people what you do. I know this sounds crazy, but we picked up a deal in a pizzeria. I was just talking to the owner of the pizzeria. It turned out to be a 6-figure wholesale deal. So just tell people what you do, tell people, and continue to network and provide value. And, you know, you'll see a lot of good things happen.
I love it, bro. Love it, bro. And Austin?
6-letter word, and that's commit. You know, like you said before, most people fail, not because they're not smart enough, not because they're not good looking enough, not because their network's not good, because they don't actually commit to it. They write it down for one day, and then they stop writing down their goals. So if you want to do something, whatever business, real estate, whatever, just commit to it. Actually full force commit, and then try it out for a year. If it doesn't work after a year, then you can change up courses. But if you commit to it, stay focused, and take massive action, results will happen.
Have the end result in your mind and just continue to show up every day. Just show up every day, and we promise you good things will happen.
Money team.
Man, I love this interview, man. Dude, it's so heated. Now, Austin and Jake, so how do people connect with you, man?
You can follow me on Instagram at jake.deraff. It's JAKE.DERAAFF.
The Austin Deraff, TheAustinDer, 2 A's and 2 F's on Instagram. Shoot me a text, comment, whatever, and we'd love to get connected.
Love it, man. So you guys, I'll make sure to put both of Jake and Austin links right below in the descriptions. Go ahead, dude. These are 2 good guys, man. Such a hustler, man. I love this interview. I hope you guys get a lot out of this interview. If you do, please show my guest some love. Be sure to smash the thumbs up. And we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you so much, you guys, for taking your time to watch this video. I truly, honestly, hope that add a lot of value to you. Is there anything else you guys want to say, man?
We'll see you in Florida. I don't know if you're going to the 4th quarter event in Tampa, but we'll see you there if you're there.
Dude, I hope it's not in Florida again, man, because it's a 6-hour flight for me. You're talking about the last quarter for December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I hope it's somewhere else besides Florida, dude. Somewhere I can fly for 2 hours instead of 6 hours.
That's so funny.
So, I mean, how far is it from you guys?
It was only like a 3-hour flight.
I like that a lot better.
That's it.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Austin and Jake, man, thank you so much, man, for just really open up and just giving value, man.
You got it.
Take care, man.
See ya.